Hello, dear students. I welcome you all on this e-learning platform of KRT Arts, BH Commerce, and AM Science College, popularly known as KTHM College Nasik. I'm Kanchan Bagul, working as an assistant professor in the Department of English. Today's video session is for the students of MA Part 2, Semester 3rd. Today we are going to discuss Course Paper 3.8, World Literature in English. We are going to learn Unit number 2, Poetry, and in that we are going to discuss a beautiful poem, A Sad Child, written by Margaret Atwood. Following points we are going to discuss in this video session. First of all, we are going to learn some biographical notes from the biography of poet Margaret Atwood. After that, we are going to discuss some important points related to the poem. We are going to read aloud poem. After reading poem, we are going to learn summary and some part of critical analysis of the poem. Margaret Atwood was born on 18 November 1939 in Canada. She is a famous Canadian writer, not only for the beautiful poems but also her prose. Specifically, she explains her feminist perspective through her literary work. She is a student of literature, and along with she has taught English literature at several Canadian and American universities. She is being awarded with Pen Pinter Prize in 2016, and she is also the winner of famous Booker Prize in year 2000. She started writing at a very early age, at the age of 5. In her poems, she describes human behavior. She also celebrates the natural world and she rejects the materialism of the modern world. While reading her literary work, we will find some reoccurring motifs. We will find some motifs. She talks about role reversal and she also talks about new beginning. Her writing is a woman-centered writing, and in that she highlights the relationship of women to the world and the individual around them. Some important literary work written by her. Some early poetry she has published in 1961. The name of the anthology was Double Persephone. In 1964, she wrote The Circle Game, which was revived in 1966. She also published The Animal in That Country in 1968. Apart from that, many novels she has written. Here I am going to mention only few of them. The first one, that is Handmaid's Tale, which was very famous. It was not only published and accepted in the novel form but also being adapted in a movie along with in the form of an opera. The another famous novel which was published in the year of 2000 was The Blind Assassin, and for this book she is being awarded with Booker Prize. Let's read the poem. The poem is divided in 4 stanzas and we are going to read that poem. The title of the poem is A Sad Child. You are sad because you are sad. It's psychic. It's the age. It's chemical. Go, See a shrink or take a pill or hug your sadness like an eyeless doll. You need to sleep. Well, all children are sad, but some get over it. Count your blessings. Better than that, buy a hat, buy a coat or pet. Take up dancing to forget. Forget what? Your sadness. Forget what? Your sadness, your shadow. Whatever it was, that was done to you. The day of the lawn party, when you came inside flushed with the sun, your mouth sulky with sugar. In your new dress with the ribbon and the ice cream smear, and said to yourself in bathroom, I'm not the favorite child. My darling, when it comes right down to it, and the light fails, the fog rolls in, and you are trapped in your overturned body, under a blanket or burning car, and the red flame is seeping out of you and igniting the tarmac beside your head, or else the floor, or else the pillow. None of us is, or else we all are. After reading the poem, let's try to understand poem, and we are going to discuss it stanza by stanza. Here you can see the first stanza of the poem, that is, you're sad because you're sad. It's psychic. It's the age. It's the chemical. Go see a shrink or take a pill or hug your sadness like an eyeless doll. You need to sleep. This beautiful poem is addressed to a child. The title itself tells that the child is sad, and according to the poem, there is no reason behind his sadness. Poet encircles the sadness, which starts from itself and ends with itself only. This can be nicely described with the help of first line, that you are sad. And when we try to find out the reason of the sadness, the reason itself is because you are sad. It means started from sadness and ended with sadness, whereas there is no specific reason of sadness. Poet says that it's absolutely normal or natural to be sad, as everyone in his life has gone through this phase, but many of them have managed to come out of this sadness. In line number 3, a word is used, that is shrink. Shrink word interprets a slang which means psychiatrist. So here, poet suggests the child to visit a psychiatrist, because this is what the chemical imbalance in his body, and due to that frustration is there. Poet advises sad child to visit the psychiatrist and take some medicine. Line number 4 says, hug your sadness. Word hug interprets acceptance. According to poet, acceptance is also another solution, where poet advises to accept the child his own sadness, just like as an ugly toy. The word here is used like an eyeless doll. Poet tells the child to have a sound sleep. stanza number 2. In this stanza, you will find there are some 5 lines are there. Another short stanza. Well, all children are sad, but some get over it. Count your blessings. Better than that, buy a hat, buy a coat or pate. Take up dancing to forget. Though the poet is trying to develop, or poet is advising child to develop some sorts of coping mechanism to cope up with the pain and the sorrow that he is suffering. When the poet tells her own experience as well as explains that how it's common to be sad. It is very common that many, line number 1 says that all children are sad. At certain time, at certain period of life, each and every child experiences such kind of sadness. Specifically at the beginning of puberty, or we can call that when they are in their teens. So therefore the poet says all children are sad, but some get over it. But some of them learn to cope up and come out of that sadness. Poet advises the child to love himself and do anything, whatever that child like to do. The advice is given by the poet. You can go out, go for shopping, buy a nice hat, buy a nice coat, or you can take care of your pet. It means by developing some hobbies or by doing the things that you like to do, you must try to burst your stress. Somewhere self-love, self-pity need to be developed. And at some times when you feel neglected by the world, you must be cared and pampered by yourself. So here the poet is trying to tell the child that do something to come out of this sad phase. And for that purpose, you can go out, go for shopping, buy the things that you like to do. Line number 3 says that count your blessings. Better than that. Count your blessings means each and every person has some sort of difficulty in his life. Rather than crying and thinking about difficulties, one should see the brighter side of the life. One should think about how blessed he or she is. Let's learn stanza number 3. This poem is a sort of dramatic monologue where the poet or the narrator is interacting with a child. When narrator is telling the child to forget, the question is being asked by the child, forget what? Exactly, the boy who is under frustration is not able to understand what he needs to forget. And therefore, the poet says, forget what? Your sadness, your shadow. Whatever it was that was done to you. The day of lawn party. When you came inside, flushed with the sun. Your mouth sulky with sugar. In your new dress with the ribbon and the ice cream smear. And said to yourself in bathroom, I am not the favorite child. Here we come to know and we are able to identify the reason behind the sadness of the child. And the reason is that he is not the favorite child. He is not liked by others. He is not being loved by others. At the beginning, question asked by the child, forget what? Poet advises the child to forget all things that makes him sad. The inferiority complex is developed by the child when he realizes that he is unwanted Beautiful imageries are used by poet to portray a perfect picture of an embarrassed teen with clumsy, dirty dress with ribbons and ice cream. After attending the party on the lawn, the child comes in the bathroom to get some solitude, to get some freedom to think. And when he comes in the bathroom, he looks himself in the mirror and tells himself that he is not a favorite child. Feeling of unwantedness is there in the mind of the child. And this feeling of unwanted, to be unloved, to be disliked, is just haunting the child wherever he goes, just like a shadow. And poet wishes that child should forget and get rid of this shadow. And once, if child is able to get rid of this shadow, the child can come out of his sadness. Some important points here to discuss in case of child. There are some painful memories, and that memories are irritating child. That memories may be some sort of insult or disgust given by the people around him. Beautiful imageries are there when a child is there wearing a nice dress, but the dress is smeared by ice cream and the child is unloved. The sadness of that pain can be easily seen on his face. He is attending a sort of family gathering, maybe a party. Party here is the symbol of gathering. Many people are there, but still the child feels lonely. This has been observed that many times, even in the crowded place, child feels lonely. He feels that he is not loved, not cared, and not pampered. And this love care is not only given to him by his beloved people around him, but sometimes the child feels that even he is unwanted for the God. Such a loneliness is at the base of the sadness of the child. Last stanza of the poem. My darling, when it comes right down to it, and the light fails and the fog rolls in, and you are trapped in your overturned body under a blanket or burning car, and the red flame is seeping out of you and igniting the tarmac beside your head, or else the floor, or else the pillow. None of us is, or else we are, all are. Last stanza throws light on the only reality of life, and that is death. According to poet, everyone, the one who is born, has to die. A scary, weird imagery of a car accident is described by the poet, where she tells that in absolute darkness, or maybe in the fog, when car has an accident, the injured body is helpless and can feel the flame of the burning car and the fire. It can even feel the burning car and experiences the melting tar on the road. But the injured person is too helpless to get back to life. All these particular moments on this particular moment, or luxury that we are enjoying, the comfort we are seeking, or the material pleasure we are expecting seems to be useless. Last two lines talk that none can get freedom from death. Where the poet has used word none of us is, or else we all are. We all are means we all are standing in a queue, and the queue is taking us towards death. Maybe someone is ahead and someone is behind, but ultimately the final destination of life is the death. This is a highly thought-provoking poem which compels us to rethink all reasons of sadness. While discussing some important points of this stanza throws light on mortality of human life, or the transience of human life, through a weird, scary image of an accident. Death is a prevalent theme in this stanza. After talking about this, I would like to declare in next video we are going to analyze poem critically. We are also going to discuss some important themes along with poetic devices used by the poet. We will try to learn the tone of the poem and form of the poem. With this note, I would like to thank you all, and I would like to wish that you should start reading. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you.